Daylight, my MVVs, welcome.
Yes, so daylight full moon ritual countdown begins. So as Ooni of Ife races against time to meet up with time. Yes, they said Ooni of Ife, is racing against time again to meet up with time. In the heart of the ancient city, the atmosphere is no longer just spiritual, it's electric, okay? A sense of urgency now surrounds every corridor, every courtyard, every chamber. The final full moon ritual, long anticipated, long prepared for, is now only, a few weeks to come. But that if that will be possible, because some of the things they are asking for, except if Kabiyesi will find a way to make them take that thing out of the list. Remember, they pounded yam under the moonlight. As long as I know, it's only one moonlight that we have every month. And so if they need to pound yam under moonlight, what other moonlight? Because it's a full moon, okay? So I don't know how they are going to do that, okay? As we are hearing what is going on now, they said that Ooni of Ife is not, taking it lightly. He wants everything to be done and over with. It is a divine setup, a destiny-defining moment for, Ooni of Ife and Queen Naomi, a cosmic event tailored for, their relationship, for them to come back. Ooni has done everything. Ooni has tried time and time again. Everything they ever did to bring Queen Naomi back into the palace failed. It's either the wives are frustrating it, the elders are frustrating it. In fact, it was almost as if the entire war was against that their reunion, okay? Until they brought Iyanifa in. Iyanifa had to go to the deepest of the deep to find out the gods want Queen Naomi back in the palace. But they have to do what they've got to do. Ile-Ife is not a banana republic. Ile-Ife is a place that is guided by the gods, and they must do what they need to do. And at some point, it was becoming so difficult for the Ooni of Ife. Now, as we are hearing what is going on, they say the Ooni of Ife is no longer playing politics. He's not negotiating feelings. He's not pretending neutrality. He's moving with the full force of divine instruction and royal authority to align his throne with Queen Naomi's destiny. And what is unfolding now in the palace is something short of a sacred race against time. Just, 5 days to gather everything that is needed to complete this highly sensitive, ancient, and most forgotten version of the final full moon ritual. They said Ooni of Ife has sent people out, giving them 5 days to gather everything. A version that can only be activated when a king seeks to restore his spiritual consort to her full royal capacity. A ritual that requires items not found in shops or market but hidden across various sacred lands of Yoruba heritage. Daylight, this is not a small matter. Sources deep within the palace have confirmed that the Ooni of Ife has dispatched 9 of his trusted palace foot soldiers. Yes, so that is what we are hearing. That he has dispatched 9 of his trusted palace foot soldiers, not mere guards, not political allies, but spiritual runners. These men, trained in ancient custom, have been sent in different directions, each one carrying the Ooni seal and spiritual instruction. Their mission to enter 9, distinct Yoruba towns and kingdoms, each tied to one of the 9 spiritual gates of Ile-Ife. These foot soldiers are not just going to collect symbolic objects. No, they are going to fetch rare sacred elements, some known only to the ancient ones, some hidden in cave, others buried beneath shrines. Okay, each item must be retrieved, blessed, and returned to the palace within 5 days, not a minute longer, because if the ritual is delayed even by bread, okay, the alignment of the moon will be missed. So Kabiyesi, they said, has done everything to ensure that everything is brought, like everything is arranged like weeks even before the ritual. Now, there's one area that he might have issues with, but they said as long as Iyanifa is there, he might not have any issue with that area. They pounded what they need to pound under the full moon is another area they said Kabiyesi may have a challenge. We also heard that while the 9-foot soldiers are crossing rivers, dodging rivals and racing through history, something even more suspenseful is happening back in the dense forest outside. The Iyanifa, the supreme female spiritualist, has gone into the forest again. Yes, they say she has gone into the forest. Remember, before they succeeded in doing the second full moon ritual, she entered the sacred grove to seek 4 almost impossible elements, mystic ingredients that exist on the border between the spirit world and the physical. Delarite, these are not herbs you find in the bush. These are not sacred energies trapped in physical form like the bark of the Rumala tree that only reveals itself under moonlight, or the blood red petals of the Ajogon flower, which only blooms once every 10 years. But this time, the Iyanifa didn't go alone. She was accompanied by 2 silent priestesses covered in white, from head to toe, bearing no weapons, no jewelry, only silence and incense. Their role to hold the spiritual veil upon while the Iyanifa searches for the hidden energies. The risk, if she fails to locate even one of them, the entire ritual could collapse. Delarite, it is not a small thing that is going on in the palace. This is not just tradition, this is warfare, because as the Ooni of Ife raises to prepare this divine pathway for Queen Naomi, there are forces seen and unseen that are not happy. Not everyone in the palace wants Queen Naomi to return back to the palace. Not every Olori is smiling behind, those their galas. They don't want, we are all aware that anything they will do to disrupt, this from happening is what they will do. It's a very serious warfare. It's no longer a sacred. Queen Naomi's spiritual role in the Ooni of Ife palace is uncontested. It's something no one can contest. Her alignment with his destiny is no longer debated. It's now openly acknowledged by elders, chief, and even Ifa priests. But acknowledgement does not always mean acceptance. And as the ritual draw, near, we are hearing whispers, ancient doors being tampered with, items going missing, delays happening in strange way. One of the 9-foot soldiers reportedly had his pack, blocked by a masquerade spirit in broad daylight, something unheard of outside of festival season. Another was nearly, from what they are heard, he said he almost stepped on something by it was a local herbalist that helped him. It's a lot of challenges that they have been going through just to get the items for Queen Naomi, a final full moon ritual. But Ooni of Ife is determined to get Naomi back into his life as soon as possible, and he is doing everything that is within his power. And that is why, they keep telling you it's not an easy thing to be the wife to the Ooni of Ife. It's a whole lot to be called wife or boss wife. It's a whole lot. It's a big deal, okay? It's not an easy thing at all. This is what is going on as we are hearing. I'm going to bring you more update. Do not forget that these are all alleged rumors, unverified information making the rounds on social media and should not be seen as fact.